What's up, you guys? Teddy Striker here, and after some time, the welterweight division is finally picking up some steam. As this Saturday we have Della Maddalena taking on Carlos Prates, and the week after that we have Joaquin Buckley taking on Sean Brady, and apparently Islam Makhachev is going to be fighting Ian Gary. So a lot of moving parts in the welterweight division, but let's talk about this card this Saturday in Australia, and let's give you guys my predictions, starting with Tai Tuivasa taking on Luis Sutherland, and I'm going to go with Tai Tuivasa getting this done by first round KO/TKO. But if he somehow loses his fight and goes on a 7-fight losing streak, there's no way on earth this guy should still be in the UFC. He was not a former champion. He's not like this big star. Like, I don't get it. Why is he even still right now in the UFC, to be honest? Like, I don't get it. He's on a 6-fight losing streak. He hasn't won a fight since 2022. It's absolutely unreal. However, I do think that Tai Tuivasa is going to win this fight. I feel like he's got obviously the power advantage, and I don't think Louis is really going to be trying to get the fight to the ground. He's not the fastest heavyweight either. He does get hit quite a bit, and also he is taking this on short notice. And I feel like Tai Tuivasa is going to be ready for this one. He's still got the hand speed. He was able to hurt Talison Teixeira even in the third round after being completely gassed out. And I think he will have taken this a lot more seriously. I think he's been staying in the gym. He fought in January and he's staying active. So that should tell you something. And I think Tai will win by KO. But moving on to Shamil Gaziev taking on Brando Barisic. And I'm going to go Brando getting this done by first round KO over Shamil Gaziev. I feel like Brando is a really good heavyweight. He isn't one of those slobs, basically. He's actually got some real skill. He trains at City Kickboxing. You can see the influence in his style. He does a great job of controlling the distance. He uses some beautiful leg kicks, and his punches are fast and powerful. And I feel like a guy like Shamil Gaziev is destined to get knocked out by a dude like Brando. I feel like his boxing defense isn't the greatest, and sometimes he doesn't retract his hands back to his face after he's done punching. Sometimes he will overextend a little bit, and I feel like those openings are something that are going to be dangerous against a guy like Brando. And I think we're going to see another quick finish here for Brando Barisic. From the heavyweights to the flyweights, we've got Tim Elliott taking on Steve Herzog, and this is a tricky one, honestly. I feel like Tim Elliott could absolutely win this. He's been a bit of a weird case. He's an older fighter, but he's been very inactive. But he comes back and then he just gets a win. You think he's kind of done and maybe he might not be as good as he was, but then he just still goes out there and still gets victories. And I feel like Steve Herzog is the type of guy to lose to Tim Elliott, but I think I am going to go with Steve Herzog to actually get a win here. I feel like he can win by decision. I think his grappling is good enough to not get taken down and smothered like Haya Sakura did. And I feel like, he should be good enough to keep the fight on the feet. He's got great jiu-jitsu that he was able to scramble with Pantoja, get the best of Pantoja at some moments in the fight, but obviously it was the takedown that cost him that fight in the 5th round. But I still feel like he did beat Pantoja, and I feel like his striking is pretty crisp, it's pretty clean. Again, Tim Elliott could go out there and just make it dirty and make it awkward and get a victory like that, but I do think that Steve Herzog can get it done. He has taken quite a bit of time off after his last win against Ode Osborne. I feel like he has been working on his skills, and I feel like that break was needed for a guy like that. He was rushed to the top, then he gets knocked out by Kai Kara, and then he gets dominated in school by Moreno, and then he doesn't have a great performance against Ode, but now he's taking some time off. Get some time to really work on your skills and really face your mistakes, and I think he is going to look a lot better and get a decision victory against Tim Elliott. But then moving on to Beneil Dariush taking on Quaylen Salkild, and I'm going to go with Quaylen Salkild getting this done by first round KO. I feel like at this point in Beneil's career, he is very, very chinny. We've seen him get either knocked out or rocked in quite a bit of his recent fights. He got knocked out by BSD. He got dropped in the first round bad by Moncano. Obviously, he got the 2 knockout losses to Armin, and then it was Charles Oliveira, and that was 2023. So I think Beneil, he hasn't been hurt in a fight since 2022, which is quite a long time. And I do feel like he is going to get hurt at some point in this fight, and I think it's going to be very early against a guy like Quaylen Salkeld, who has a lot of momentum, who's going to be very confident, who's young, who is fresh, and he's at home as well. So I think that's going to give him extra adrenaline, and I think that he is going to clip Benil there, something big very early on, and I think he is going to get the first round KO here. But moving on to the main event of the evening, we've got Della Maddalena taking on Carlos Prates, and I'm going with Della Maddalena getting this done by a unanimous decision victory. I don't see a finish here. Obviously, both guys are very dangerous, and a lot of people seem to think that like either guy winning, it's probably going to result in a finish, most likely a KO. But I think JDM is going to win himself a decision here, and I think this has the makings of a potential Fight of the Year candidate. I feel like both guys are very dangerous, very exciting. They come forward, they throw powerful shots, and I think this could be a bloody fight. But I feel like JDM, like the way he just angles away from shots and angles into shots as well, like to throw his own combinations is a thing of beauty. Like even when he's a smaller guy, like with the shorter reach, he's still able to find his shots and outscore his opponents. And I feel like against Carlos Prates, like Prates really thrives against guys who are willing to stand in front of him and aren't really using like good defense. Essentially, like if you look at his knockouts, like the one against Jeff Neal, I mean Jeff Neal would not stop coming forward. Like this guy was just like, he was eating shots, but he would just always continuously be moving forward. It was like getting way too predictable for Prates, and he was just right in front of him. And Prates was able to KO him with Leon Edwards. Leon randomly switches stances way too close to Prates, and he gets launched off his feet because Prates is that powerful. And if you stand in front of him, he is going to put you to sleep. Same thing with the Leech. Like Li Jingliang was taking pictures of Carlos Prates, and Prates was sniping him with that nasty left hand. And JDM doesn't do that. Ian Garrett didn't do that either. And he was able to beat Prates. Like JDM, when he throws punches, he's always going to be like looking for ways to exit out the pocket safely. And I think he's going to be doing that as well. And even going into the pocket, I think he can do that really safely as well. He works his way to the pocket in a safe way. He doesn't take damage on the way in. And I think when he gets inside, he is going to be able to do some damage to Prates. We did see a guy like Trevor Giles able to land some clean boxing combinations on Carlos. Even Ian Gary was landing some clean boxing combinations on him, and that was a short notice, Ian Gary as well. And I think a guy like JDM will be able to do that a lot better. He's a lot trickier. He fights out of both stances, and I think he's got some of the best combinations in the whole welterweight division, to be honest. And I think he would have learned a lot from the Islam Makhachev fight. I think even with the leg kicks, like he was getting his legs damaged a lot. So I don't think he'll be quite as heavy in his stance in this one. And also, I think he is going to implement some offensive grappling of his own as well to help him secure that victory. I feel like sometimes some fighters, when they get out-grappled like that, like they want to prove in their next fight that no, that wasn't one-off. Like I've been working on my grappling, and I think we're going to see JDM get some takedowns on JDM, on Carlos Prates, on a Prates who is also expecting a pure striking match. And I think he is going to be taken off guard and get taken down at some moments of the fight. But I feel like JDM will be able to get it down on the feet, close out distance, land some of his boxing combinations, get out the way of the shots of Prates, and rinse and repeat that strategy for 5 rounds. So I do think that JDM will get himself a unanimous decision victory. But let me know your thoughts down below. Who do you think is winning this main event? Thank you guys for watching. God bless. Make sure you guys like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.
Peace in our time.